Welcome to another episode of Inside Military Esports presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. I'm Jami Kinton.
And I'm Jeremy Smith. Today we're at the Honoring All Veterans Memorial in Richfield, Minnesota.
It's time to go inside Military Esports.
On this episode, we'll follow the U.S. Army Esports team to ArmyCon 2019. We'll speak with Ashley, the Stream Team Director of End 22. We'll check in on what some of our previous guests have been up to. And we'll meet a Navy veteran turned spicy Twitch DJ. For our first story, we'll head to Washington, D.C., where the U.S. Army Esports team recently had a chance to attend ArmyCon and the annual meetings of AUSA. ArmyCon was organized as a chance for the U.S. Army to showcase all of their newest technology: aircraft, tactical vehicles, and equipment. Attendees were able to climb aboard helicopters and try out gear like night vision goggles. It was also an opportunity for people to meet two new outreach teams, the Warrior Fitness Team and the U.S. Army Esports Team. The Warrior Fitness Team was on hand to see who had what it takes to complete the Warrior Fitness Challenge. U.S. Army Esports hosted a tournament in their semi-trailer kitted out for optimal gaming. At the AUSA meetings, they had a chance to show the rest of the U.S. Army what the esports teams are all about, and how video games can bring us together, regardless of rank. As of this broadcast, the U.S. Army has esports players competing in a wide variety of games, ranging from team-based shooters like Overwatch and Rainbow Six, to solo games like Street Fighter and Magic the Gathering. As the esports program continues to grow, we here at Inside Military Esports will keep helping share the stories of the soldiers behind the screens.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back here on Inside Military Esports presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, veterans, and their families for over 85 years. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Navy Federal Credit Union Spotlight.
Joining me on the program today is Ashley Butler. Ashley, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
On the show, we've talked a lot about mental health and how it affects veterans and how gaming can help out with that. You're involved with an organization called End 22. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, End 22, like many of the other organizations, is dedicated to stopping the suicide epidemic in the military and veteran community. We provide several different treatment options anonymously to veterans and active duty so they can get the help they need without feeling the pressure of society.
And how did you personally get involved with N22?
I am married to a Marine Corps veteran, and we have been through a lot of challenges with his mental and physical health. And I don't want any other family to have to go through what I've watched my spouse go through. And I found N22 and met the founder, and we really clicked, and I started advocating for them almost immediately.
One of the things that you do for them now is you're the stream team manager, correct?
I am. It's a really great way to help spread awareness, not just doing local community events, which we've always done, but it's a great way to help spread awareness on a larger platform.
How have you found success within the veteran community through streaming and video games?
We actually have been able to save several lives via, playing games together, phone calls till middle of the night, and we've actually sent several veterans from the streaming community to Eagles Healing Nest out west for their program as well. For me, the most rewarding part is knowing that no one has to feel alone, and I can help people realize, they aren't alone, because so many people do feel alone, especially in the veteran military community. When they transition out, you lose that camaraderie. And so for me, if I can save someone from feeling alone and feeling like they have nowhere else to turn, that's the greatest feeling in the world.
A lot of people have friends and family who are suffering from mental health issues and don't necessarily know how to help. How would you approach it as a friend of someone?
I would, reach out to them and just be a good support and maybe gently guide them towards people who are like-minded who can help them, or organizations. You can't push someone to get help, but you can always help be there, support them, and guide them in the right direction. In a crisis situation, never leave them alone.
What resources would you direct someone toward?
Even if you don't come to N22, if you need help and you don't know where to go, your first line of defense, I would implore you to call the suicide hotline, reach out to a friend or a buddy, whatever resources that you can find that are near you to help you, because people love you and you would be missed. So please, if you're struggling, you've got to reach out. We can't help you unless you do.
If somebody watching wanted to help out, what advice would you give them?
Definitely, if you're in the gaming community and a streamer, come hang out with us. You can come help out, learn about the charity. We do a major event in the spring called Vet Fest in Virginia Beach, and that's an amazing event to get involved in.
And what happens at that event?
At the beginning of the event, we do a 22-mile ride to honor the 22 vets we lose per day and the 2 active duty. And then we end up at, normally it's Bayside Harley in Virginia Beach. We have a family fun affair. We honor people that we have lost. Last year, we actually brought in several organizations. We honored a civilian that was lost to suicide, a firefighter, a police officer, and a veteran. And we honor them. And then there are resources there other than our charity. So there are resources there for other veterans.
Ashley, how has being involved with N22 affected your life?
Well, for starters, it's helped me be a better spouse for my veteran. I've met tons of amazing people that I can turn to.
It's basically like my family now. And then, of course, everybody in the streaming community. I've met people in other organizations and I support them in their work. And, it's a big love fest. The more we support each other's organizations and become friends, the more lives we can save, in my opinion. And that's what makes my heart full. when you really see people putting an effort to truly make a difference.
Ashley, we appreciate you sharing your time and your story with us, as well as your time with N22.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
We'll be back with more Inside Military Esports, presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission.
Welcome back to Inside Military Esports, presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. We're still here at Honoring All Veterans Memorial here in Richfield, Minnesota.
We decided to take a look back at a few of the guests that have been interviewed on the show and share some updates on what they've been up to. In our premiere, we spoke with Owen Monahan about his time playing PUBG, and he expressed his desire to get into coaching.
I have a lot of knowledge in the game, and I have a lot of time. So I want to maybe see if I could, step down from playing and help other teams or younger players and guide them into maybe possibly, winning, doing well.
Owen went on to become the coach for Lazarus and guided them to a second place finish in Phase 3 of the National PUBG League. This qualified them for the PUBG Global Championships and gave them a shot at the Grand Finals.
When I was a teenager, I never had any interest or even thought in my mind that I was just going to be playing video games as a profession. I just wanted to go into the military and then see where it went from there. And so that like the whole pro gamer and professional broadcaster, that was never a thought at all.
Our friends at T-Wolves Gaming gave us a behind-the-scenes tour of their brand new training facility in Episode 2.
Welcome to the campus. We call it the campus. It's it's a home for the Timberwolves, the Lynx, the Iowa Wolves, and of course our newest venture, the T-Wolves Gaming, and we're pretty proud of it. So excited to have you over here today. And then we want them to feel an immense amount of pride when they walk into that training center and get to practice every day in a complex that is unlike anything else in the league. And it's really special, and they know that they're doing their part in building this league, because it's not just about competing. They know that they're trying to build a league and a following so that future generations of kids and video game players will have something to aspire to.
After closing out the regular season on a hot streak, T-Wolves Gaming would go on to face 76ers GC in the finals and win that series 3-2, bringing home the NBA 2K League championship. In Episode 5, we met Shellback Tech, a disabled veteran who turned his passion for computers into a way to help other veterans stay connected through gaming.
Now I'm building roughly 2 a month for disabled veterans in need, and we create one-of-a-kind gaming and streaming rigs for them, and by giving that to other disabled veterans, I'm actually helping them and helping myself at the same time. It's one of those things that it fills me up to the brim with happiness. My hope for the future is that we can create 2 a month, every single month, for every year, to get these out to disabled veterans in need, to reach more and more people, and give them that creative outlet that they so desperately need.
Shellback Tech recently announced that next year, he will expand his charity PC builds to also include first responders. Since our interview with her, Uzi89 joined a gaming organization that also appeared on the program, Elusive.
I used to have my own stream team. I did channel reviews for free. I really tried to help others with their own channels, and I feel like it's come back around tenfold.
This past Veterans Day, she was featured on the front page of Twitch as part of a fundraiser for Stack Up.
Yay, this is so exciting. I was so nervous for today, but thank you guys so much for being here. I was super nervous because I've never been on the front page before. But doing a charity for Stack Up on Veterans Day, it just ended up being the perfect thing. Wow. Thank you guys so much. Stack Up is really special to me. Their CEO and founder, Steven, he's a good friend of mine. They do a lot for military members and veterans, including myself. They've done a lot for me, so it would really mean a lot to me. Our goal is $1,000, and we're already at I think we're at over $300 now. Can I see? We're at $422 already. Oh my goodness. So we're almost halfway, and I've only been streaming for an hour.
We look forward to sharing the stories and successes of more guests on future episodes.
Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces, veterans, and their families for over 85 years. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA. Welcome back to Inside Military Esports, presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Let's jump into our next story. Joining us on the program today is Casper the Spicy Ghost. Casper, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Nice to be here.
Now, we have interviewed a few people who stream video games, but you do a little something different to interact with your community online. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so I create what I like to call a virtual interactive rave experience on Twitch. I build all my special commands myself, a bunch of different effects to create a festival experience, I guess. It's the best way to explain it. It's more like you gotta see it to believe it kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, so you're like an online rave DJ.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Is that what you always set out to do?
Not at all. I just started playing Fortnite, and actually a buddy of mine that was in the Navy got me into Twitch, and we were playing games together, and then I just took my passion of music and I kind of like turned it into the stream to what it is today now.
Yo, my name is Casper the Spicy Ghost. I hope you guys have a fantastic night and stay spicy.
Every time I get a new viewer that pops in, they're like, I don't know what's happening. What is going on? This is amazing. I want to keep improving what I'm doing and always like just keep building on it.
And what drives you to keep improving the stream?
Boredom. To be honest, like boredom. It's just I see something for so long, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to change that. And usually when I start messing with something, I learn something new and I make it better. So it's just kind of, it stems from boredom, but it's just more of a drive to keep going, I guess.
And then recently, you've started doing some streams where you actually show off how to do that and teach people how to do multiple chroma keys and things like that. What made you want to share your knowledge with the rest of your community?
Mostly just because, so like when I DJ live, it's kind of hard to like be on the mic talking to people and like actually engaging with them and interacting with them as they're interacting with my stream. So it was kind of a chance for me to kind of like step back from the actual like entertainment value of it and kind of just being able to settle down, talk to people like one-on-one, ask how their day is going. Plus, you know, people can come in, ask questions, and I can just teach them like in 5 minutes.
Now, right now you're DJing on stream and learning a lot about computers. Do you plan to take that into a career field in the future?
Yeah, so kind of what Twitch showed me when I first started streaming, it was like the technical aspect of like streaming and just all behind the scenes work that no one really thinks about when they first get started. And then it kind of is like thrown in your face last minute. You're like, oh, I got to fix this. So just that whole entire aspect of that, I really enjoy just trying to figure out like different ways to like fix something or make something better. And I'm trying to go into a field of like computers or some kind of coding in the background, which is why I have all my commands in my stream, because it's kind of like a beginner's course from what I'm doing to what I could do in the future.
A friend from the Navy got you into Twitch. How long have you been a gamer?
I've been a gamer since I've been born, and it just kind of carried throughout my entire life. I just always had a passion for gaming.
Is there anyone that you served with that you still keep in contact with through gaming?
Yeah. Like literally everyone that I played games with while I was in, for the most part, I still play with today and still keep in touch, yeah.
What is it that made you want to join the Navy?
So it was more of like a family kind of tradition. And then also for schooling, I just wanted to just do everything by myself, just kind of just make my own path, you know?
How has your service in the Navy helped you to be able to pave your own path?
So the service in the Navy, definitely it developed me more, like it matured me faster, just with all the stress. But it also like gave me like leadership skills, mechanical skills. So I was the reactor mechanic on the USS John C. Stennis, CVN 74. And I was the guy who operated the main engines and made the ship go backwards and forwards.
So you were basically Geordie LaForge?
Yes.
you've DJ'd some small venues live on your own, and then you've gotten a bigger audience once you've gone online and done the kind of virtual DJ thing through Twitch. Any plans to bring that virtual experience back into the real world and do something live like this?
Yeah. So I've been thinking of like getting wristbands like people use to like change on their like the colors on their wrist. I want to make that as an interactive tool to actually engage with the visuals that I would have while performing live for an audience. When I was at TwitchCon, this last one, I actually pitched that idea to DJ Wheat. So hopefully, you know, maybe next TwitchCon or, you know, the one in EU, we can get something going with that.
We really appreciate your time today, teaching us a little bit about the world of the online Twitch DJ. Thanks, Casper.
Thank you, Jeremy, for having me. It was a pleasure, and stay spicy.
That'll do it for us here on Inside Military Esports, presented by Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Make sure to contact us if you have a great story to tell.
As always, we'd like to thank everyone involved with today's show, as well as all our active duty service members.
For all of us here at Inside Military Esports, thanks so much for watching.